Well, Bonnie gave me my first line. My name is Alida, and I'm a child of color. Hi. It's nice to meet you all. I guess I'm going to tell my story about why I'm so passionate about music education. I'm a proud public school music teacher. Yeah, thank you. I'm not one of those people that went to college for music and fell back on music education. I went to school to be a teacher, and that was the point. That's me. I'm a little black girl from Milwaukee, and if you know the statistics about Milwaukee, you know it's kind of hard to get out and positively impact your community. My parents both died before I was 5, and my earliest memory of music is my grandmother, who's there, Lillian, playing on the piano with her long, luxurious, beautiful, hard nails and singing in this beautiful contralto voice. Now, when my mother died, my father had died earlier, I moved to upstate New York to be with my great-grandmother, and my great-grandmother realized that I never talked about my mother's death. She would ask me, "Baby, are you okay?" Never talked about it, never really cried. So she said, she needs piano lessons. So I had a great piano teacher, and all I remember is he was a very skinny white guy with white hair and long fingers, and he would sit at the piano and take time to teach me. My life is a series of being in the presence of great music teachers. Bonnie, I consider her my teacher. So I eventually moved to Washington State, and I wanted a cello in public school, and there were no cellos. So I got a violin. That was me on the violin. This is my first music teaching job. I went to UWM, and I studied music education. I had a 2-year-old daughter at that time, and she went everywhere with me. She had her backpack while I dragged all my stuff around, and she sat in the back of the orchestra. And it was hard. I think Randy Swigum can tell you I was probably the only black member of the UWM Symphony for 6-7 years. But I'm dedicated to public education because it gave me opportunity. You see the pictures of my children. My children that I teach look like me. A lot of times when someone has a violin in their hand and they're playing classical music, no one else looks like them. Music gave me direction, self-confidence. It gave me belief in the impossible. Where I come from a long line of hoes, hookers, players, and pimps. And I'm not making this up. I used to visit my uncle in the penitentiary. And if I can give opportunity, just simply provide opportunity to students who get kicked out of school. Somehow students who get in the hallway gravitate towards my class, or maybe I go get them. I think that's what I do. I get them and I say, come in, come in. So when I got a teaching job in Milwaukee at an art school, I was in heaven. I had 5 choirs, I had a drum line, I had an R&B band. I worked probably 16 hours a day. There were times where I couldn't walk when I left work. But a lot of my students got belief in themselves. What you can't sometimes put into words, you can sing, you can play. It builds self-confidence, it builds dignity. And even kids, like, they wrote that sign on my wall. Is it up there? Oh, not quite yet. Oh, that's my job at Leopold, my big, huge orchestra. And I teach 5th grade strings, violin, viola, cello. And that was a sign I found on my wall the last day of school. Why do strings have to end? Well, I don't know. It doesn't have to. A lot of children who see someone who looks like me, it gives them a voice to be different, to try something different. They may not be able to tell you their experience because, as painful as it is, our experience sometimes we don't have words for. And if we told you, we'd have to relive it again. So we sing, we play, we get self-confidence, we get dignity, we get to dream. My little raggedy voice and my violin playing has taken me all over the world. I took my daughter when she was 9 all over the world, Eastern Europe, the Czech Republic, on tour. My little singing and my violin playing has opened opportunity for me. I've met some of the greatest conductors. I've played under some of the greatest conductors. I have met Bonnie, and just by chance. So what I do is I want to provide opportunity that may not be afforded to children who look like me. So every day when I wake up and I go into my classroom, I greet all my children with a smile. They know I'm happy to see them because I truly am. I'm Alida. I'm a child of color.